Hi and welcome to Online Appliance Tech. Today we're going to go over the diagnostic of a Samsung refrigerator model number RS27T5561. So if it starts with this, more than likely this is your fridge. So say if you have an ice maker where the bucket or the ice is freezing together, or water is dripping from the ice maker to the bucket, which usually causes a problem. So we'll teach you how to test this with the test switch, which is located under the ice maker. So if your ice maker does not rotate once you press this button, more than likely you have a bad ice maker, and a very common problem is the tray itself, which drips water into the tray. So right here is the test button. So once you press this, the ice maker will rotate. So what you need to check for to see if the ice maker does drip water from the tray itself. If that's the case, you will need to replace the ice maker, and symptoms that you will have is your ice freezing together and water will not come out. So here's the test button. Press this, and as you can see, this is a new one I installed. It will rotate, and then once it comes back up, it will fill with water, and that way you can kind of see if it's dripping or not. If it does not rotate, that's more likely a bad ice maker. So let's show you how I replaced it. So you'll press these two buttons in and then remove it. This top part here where you press in on the sides and press straight up. And sometimes it can be a little bit of a pain, but just be patient. So now that's removed, we're going to remove a couple Phillips screws. Definitely make sure to separate them so you'll know which spot they go back to. So we'll remove the top two here. And I recommend using a hand tool, or you can use a drill if you're familiar with it. And then you have two here at the bottom. Another tip too, when you do put these back on, make sure you do not strip them by over tightening, because then the housing itself won't connect to the cover. So here we'll remove this one underneath. And then you can remove the screw up here to the upper left. So just like I stated, just keep track of each one and where they go. Make a little piece of paper with a chart or something. And then you have one right up under the ice maker. So basically you do have to take about every screw apart just to loosen everything up, to remove the back housing and the lower housing to replace the ice maker. So now you're going to pry the lower section off. You can use like a plastic pry bar like I have here, or also a flathead if you like. And then the top here is the same thing, but this is supposed to come off fairly easy, but it does not. So you'll see here in a moment, I'll just use my hands and pull it off like this. So yeah, I'll just put both of my fingers in there and pull forward. As you can see, it popped off. So much for just prying that off with a flathead or so forth. So once I get this off, I'll show you a better angle. Oh, here we go. So it's supposed to be pressed in and pull forward, but that's just a weird angle. You're just not going to get in there with a flathead. So now since we have this off, we're going to disconnect the harness that connects to the ice maker. And just don't yank on the wires itself. There's a little harness tab that you have to press down to remove the ice maker. So here is the old ice maker. As you can see, you have to remove the top part, and just to remove the wires and the temperature sensor wire, and then you'll just slide it right out. And vice versa, we'll just put the new ice maker harness through the same hole, and this get reconnected to the clips on the back of it. So as you can see here, I'm going to make sure everything aligns up correctly first, and just have a little patience. And we're also going to screw in all the screws before we put it back together. So this is when it comes in handy when you organize your screws and make sure you know exactly where they go, because you will put it back together before you install the upper part of the ice maker. And also stay to the end of the video. Actually, I have the part number for this ice maker and also what models the ice makers work on. That way you don't have to do much research for finding the right part. And before you connect this, just make sure this is clipped in correctly where it's not just all over the place. Then you'll just basically reconnect your harness and then you'll clip it back into the door housing where you clipped it off. So this is where supposedly you can pry it off fairly easy by here, just press in and pry out, but it didn't work that well for me, so I just pulled it out with my fingers as you saw. So just make sure you line up everything, make sure you have no loose wires or nothing sticking out, and then you'll just click it right back into place. So the auger motor assembly cover, you'll have to underlip the top cover and then press back and make sure all the screws align with the housing of the fridge. And then it should be under, like I said, underlip the top cover of the ice maker. Just press everything in, make sure it's nice and even, and then you'll just reinstall all the screws. Fast forward, I went ahead and installed all the screws. I'm going to press this button. Make sure everything works correctly. So once you press it, it should rotate and then fill with water, and that's pretty much it. So now let's go over, or let's help you figure out which ice maker you need. So on the data sticker, they will be a number. It's a REV number. As you can see here, this states 00. So the ice maker for this one would be the 19010A. So just look at the data sticker and you can see which one you have. And this one's same model, but this is a different version. It's a 01, so same ice maker. And then at the end of this video, actually for this ice maker, I'll just make a list of all the model numbers that go with this ice maker. That way you can kind of correspond with the fridge you have to make sure that this is the ice maker you need. And I will also try to find the ice maker for you and leave it in the description below. And here I'm going to go over, like I told you, I would give you the models that go with this ice maker. So if you have one of these models, this will be your ice maker part number. And then yeah, so if you did like this video, please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, just leave in comments below, and have a good one. And hit that notification key if you want to be notified for future videos. Thank you.